Right, hello YouTube. I'm Nick. You may remember me from, if you've come from Stardub, one of his videos. I was a disembodied voice on the Seacons, and also in Micro Asgard, which will probably be up before this video goes live. And today, I'm here to talk to you about Longrack. This gentleman is a giraffe, as you can see, from the Beast Wars Neo toy line, released in 1999. He was only available in Japan and I think South Korea, although I personally got him when I was on holiday in Singapore from a Japanese department store called Takashimaya, which I do recommend if ever you happen to be in Singapore. Longrack is a special place in my heart, mostly because I got him on that holiday, but also because I think he's a very special toy. And I think I may as well start by showing you some of the features in giraffe mode. He's fully quite articulated for a giraffe. He's got a ball and socket tail. He's got ball and socket hips on the back. His legs bend at the knee, and the front legs bend at the knee as well. There's a universal joint on there. He also has rocket launchers in his knees. You'll notice that the rocket on that one is missing. That went pinging off into the stratosphere while I was transforming it. Something to be wary of if you ever buy a Longrack. The missiles could end up anywhere if you don't take them out before you begin transformation. They weigh about 1,000th of a gram, and as luck would have it, they are exactly the same shade as my carpet. So the other one is out there somewhere, and I'll probably come across it when I move house. So, we should also mention Longrack's fantastic action feature. When you press on his extended tongue, which unfortunately is red, not blue, as would be accurate for a giraffe, his pupils move. He can be stone giraffe, angry giraffe, normal giraffe, and of course there's a tilting joint on the head as well, a hinge joint I should say. So there he goes. And now, I think that's all there is to see in giraffe mode. He's a pretty accurate giraffe for the most part, particularly from the front. So there's a couple of bits of robot mode kibble that just stick out a bit. He's got the rather unfortunate robot mode feet at the back there. He's not really designed to be viewed from behind, but I think he looks pretty good. From most angles, he's a fairly convincing giraffe, except for underneath, obviously, where he's clearly a robot wearing a giraffe suit. So, Longrack, transform. Easiest place to start is probably to bring down his fabulous ruby slippers. For some reason he has spurs on his heels, literal heel spurs, which I like. I also like to think that perhaps you can deploy them underneath the foot. They go all the way under there. You can, I suppose, pretend to roller skates. Beast Wars Neo is notoriously hard to find on the internet. You can maybe find a few episodes fan dubbed, but most of it is quite hard to come by if you don't speak Japanese. So I don't know whether or not he actually used his spurs to go about roller skating on alien planets while he was looking for Unicron or whatever they were doing on Beast Wars Neo. These side panels are literal kibble. This is fabulous red Maximal Spark Crystal. The panels don't really go anywhere, but they have to come out of the way to keep this transformation going. This is the left arm. It's a very involved, very clever transformation. This. He does have a battle platform mode as well, but I'll be honest with you, I have no idea where his instructions are, and I've also got no idea what it looks like. And since we've only got 10 minutes, I think we'll just focus on robot and giraffe. So, yeah, as one of the larger toys in the Neo range, Longrack has a lot of parts, and as I say, a very involved transformation, and he also has, what I think might be unique among Neo characters, a spark guard. If I can just get the legs down. Where are the legs? No, they don't. Okay, let's get that. I think I see what's going on. Where are we? Right. This, first of all, has to go up. Oops, a daisy. It's important. Thankfully the shoulder is a ball and socket. It pops off. You don't have to do it to transform it. I think that I do tend to do it. It's rather a shame. Maybe a minor indictment on the mould for being a little bit fiddly, but then Fiddly was very much the name of the game in Neo, as anyone who owns Kick or Magmatron will tell you. So we'll try and get these front legs out of the way here. Get them up. Where are we? Don't get them down. There we are. I know what I'm doing. This has to rotate this way, I believe. The hips go up there. This rotate. There we are. The legs rotate. Clip on there. That joint is at the front. Okay, almost there, folks. Don't give up now. These can go down and balance fairly snugly. It's moulded quite nicely to go over the thigh there, so they are kibble, but at least they're vaguely well integrated kibble. The front legs, I should say, become missile launchers, back mounted. I probably safely put the missiles back in there. Here we are. That's the arm. The hand in there. There's the hand. His other hand is this fantastic claw arm, which is rather swanky. I'll show you more about that in a moment, because first of course we have to get this back compartment opened and pull out his fantastic robot head. Something. Oh dear. Oh, okay, that's popped off, not to worry, it's back on. Again, that doesn't have to happen. I probably could have put the head out earlier and that would have been a lot easier. But hey ho, it's all a laugh. There we are, Longrack in robot mode. He does have quite a lot of kibble. He's got the back legs. They are rocket launchers, but they do still look a bit like back legs. His giraffe head is just the entirety of the right arm. There's a trigger on the neck here, which I'm sure you noticed earlier on. This rather spectacularly launches his claw arm, and a neat feature of it, possibly intended, possibly not, is when you launch it out, the claws always close, so it can perhaps catch onto things, perhaps to choke a Predacon at a distance, or indeed to knock them out. So that'll be a lesson. He does seem to favour melee weapons, does Longrack. There is a fold-out combat knife, Rambo style, underneath the sleeve of his left arm, which can also be popped off. This is actually supposed to be removed, unlike a couple of bits that sadly came off during transformation. Also sadly, like the bits that came off during transformation, it's easier to pop them off than to remove his knife. There we go. And there's a peg there, which goes into his hand. There we are. That's it. Longrack, ready for battle, with his big back-mounted rocket launchers that can go off in a blink, and his big funky capture claw, and his bowie knife. He's one tooled up dude. And he also has his fine red crown here, with matching green sort of tiara to match his green eyes there. There's no green anywhere else on the toy, so it is very striking having that on the head. He's got his fancy Oz-style ruby slippers here, and his Spurs-stroke roller skates on the back. He's a nice guy. He's very distinctive, very clearly Beast Wars Neo, just because of the sheer number of parts involved. And I think he's a very interesting toy. He's slightly larger, I'd say, than the Mega scale in Beast Wars in the West. For a bit of contrast, here is an original Optimus Prime toy. So he's a bit bigger than Prime, actually, when you consider the width and the amount of kibble and extra parts. He's a big dude. And he was, oh, okay, I'm getting the sign here that I should be winding up. He's a big chap. He cost me about £20 in Singapore dollars, whatever the exchange rate was at the time. He retailed at 4,000 yen. You can probably find one on Yahoo Japan auctions for less than that, or possibly on eBay if you're lucky. He's a very good toy. Involved transformation, but fairly intuitive, I think, and I do recommend it if you can pick one up. I think that's enough blather from me just now. So this is Nick, alias KFC, alias Toy Poo, alias all sorts of other things, signing off.